right, we're gonna knock these questions out. All right, so what does fem mean to
Fem is like I'm learning. So what fem means to me is, just being yourself and be confident.
you? So what does bitch mean to you?
Whew.
I know you know that one.
Whew. Well, everybody realizes I am that bitch, but what bitch means to me is, yeah, I'm just, just be the bitch that you are. That's just it. Just be the bitch that you are. Be you.
And can that be like positive or negative? Like, is it wrong to be a bitch?
I mean, to some people it's wrong, then some people it's right.
Do you think of a feminine guy as being a bad thing?
A feminine guy, no.
And why or why not? Like,
I don't know, because like when I first started being in the gay scene, I didn't know nothing about like fem boys, fem anything, and it's just like I'm just learning all this stuff. So.
Has dating been a challenge because of your gender expression?
Yeah.
And like, can you just elaborate on that? Like what has your gender expression, like you being yourself, like how has that played into like your dating? Yes.
Me. That's hard, but like me as like somebody accept me like how I am dating, like I don't know. It's just like when I'll tell you this story. Like when I first started dating this one guy, and it was just like a little bit too much for me. But like it was.
Yeah, because like for me, because I get put in that bubble of like, being like a femme person, and for me, like the dating pool is kind of hard because everybody, because the way I present myself, some days I may be in a crop top, or some days I may be in a long shirt, or some days I may be in a short shorts, but it's just not for everybody.
Right.
So it's just like, it has been a challenge because, especially in the gay community, they want everybody with muscles, etc. and whatnot. So it's just like, it's kind of been challenging for me. So are you fetishized from a certain demographic over another? Like, have you ever been fetishized just based on your current presentation?
No, I don't think so.
So guys don't fetishize you for being femme or just being yourself and just
No,
especially on
they love me for being myself.
They love you for being yourself. Yes. All right. How are you treated by society?
Oh, it's kind of hard.
And can you expound on that? Like, what do you mean by kind of hard?
I mean, I barely be out. The only time I be out, I go work. But it's just like everywhere I go, it's just somebody say stuff. Like, oh, that's a man. Oh, that's a man. That's a man. That's not a woman. That's a man. But I consider myself.
Have you ever faced hate crime for being who you are?
I have been bullied. I've been jumped on, and that was super hard. It's hard to say how I felt about that because it's like I've been through that before. I've been through since high school.
So are you confident at all times in your surroundings when you step out?
Yeah, of course.
Obviously. Yes. And is it hard loving yourself in a society that lacks openness?
Yes, could be sometimes.
And why is that, if you don't mind, elaborating?
I couldn't say.
Okay. So, why do you think the Black community is so dismissive of femininity?
I don't know. It's gonna have to take time for people like that to deal with it. But if they don't want to deal with it, they can just
All right. What is your everyday attire? Like, how would you like? How do you express yourself in your everyday attire? Like, what do you choose to wear? Like, what's your like? You know.
I mean, I wear stuff like this, or like if I wear when I go like if I go everywhere, I wear regular clothes like a tank top or some leggings, sneakers, have my hair tied up, and when I go out, I just like put on whatever and put on makeup and show up and show out.
Yes. Okay, so are okay, because you called yourself she and her earlier, but I mean, I'm still gonna ask this question. It says, are you trying to emulate a woman when you dress this way?
Like what you mean by
like so basically like, you know, copy like, you know, what they consider like women are dressing as, you know, like the old standards. Or are you just like expressing yourself as Starr?
I'm just expressing myself as Starr.
Yes.
And like, can't nobody take that away from me at all.
Right. And what do you have to say to the people that thinks, you know, people who, you know, consider themselves as femme or, you know, use the she and her pronouns as, you know, like what do you have to say to those people who, you know, think we are emulating women based on the way we're expressing ourselves?
Just all I can say is just be you. Just be you. Do what you do best.
All right. And does one have to dress a certain way to be considered femme, in your opinion?
I mean, dress how you want to dress. Can nobody tell you nothing?
Can you express yourself comfortably at work?
I mean, I can say everybody loves me, but everybody loves me, and I just what I can say like what my work wise.
Yeah.
When I work at the bar and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing I can really say about that because
it's a community.
Yeah.
So you can so like you don't have to deal with people like it's like an open space, so you can like be comfortable being who you are.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Have you ever been fired or let go from a project due to your outer presentation or experience or your lifestyle? Have anyone? No. So you've never been fired. So okay. And how does the LGBTQ community treat you? Like the entire community for like being you, dressing as yourself every day, just expressing who you are.
I mean, everybody in the LGBT community treat me really nicely. It's like for one, like I have to get like half of them, like half people like treat me right, but then half people don't. Like I have enemies, and that is like hard to get over.
And that has nothing to do with how you present yourself.
It doesn't.
Right. Do you see yourself as a trailblazer in your community?
Trailblazer.
So basically, like someone who is like right now, like since I've known you, like, cause I've seen you a long time,
yes,
and like I mean, and we've both been in like, you know, this bubble, and like you've always been unapologetically yourself, and you've always been you, and you always, to me, like you always gave off that bitch, like I'm confident hoe, I run this, like when you get on stage, like you set the bitch on fire. And so what I mean by trailblazer, and that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying, like trailblazer, like I mean, you identify as she, her, and once again, I don't know, those are your pronouns, but like, you know, just being like yourself, like I don't know how to answer that question because I feel like you are a trailblazer because I feel like you've always been you. You've always had your hair. You've always just, you know, I don't give a fuck. You go everywhere as yourself.
Yeah.
And like for myself, and the reason why I kind of did this documentary because I still challenge, you know, with that every day. And a lot of people don't know like what we go through to like put ourselves out there. Everybody thinks just because we take a picture, they think, you know, it's easy. Like no, it's not easy because we deal with like so many other people outside of our community.
Right.
And that's why I go to the clubs because I feel safe and it's my safe space. But outside of those, like, you know, spaces, we're not, you know.
And just like, and Gigi's like, Gigi's my home. Like, I love that place. Like, and I can get show bookings everywhere. Like, if I go, like I get show bookings at Minjo's.
Yeah.
I love that place as well. I love both places.
Yes. In your community, I think they love you too. Because literally, I do be seeing you on people's Instagram pages, and I'll be like, sometimes I'll send it to you. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was Starr. And I'll send it to you on Instagram. But like, you get your love, you get your flowers.
Right.
All right, specific type. Would you date a femme guy? And just be honest. There's nothing wrong with this.
Woo,
I mean, we have our types. Yeah.
Dating wise.
Yes, we want you to talk.
Okay. So, everybody knows that I'm attracted to white.
Do you have like a type of guy? Like, do you like, you know, like more masculine guy? Would you date another femme guy? Like,
I like mine
masculine. And that's usually how it is. Like most femme guys, like masculine guys. I mean, it's very rare that you see two femme guys together. But I mean, in some.
I mean, I'm into chubby guys too, so it
yeah, chubby
matter.
guys too. Yeah. Okay, does a specific man tend to like you? For example, like married men, like on the dating apps, like do you attract like a certain kind of guy just because they?
I mean, I attract all guys.
Right.
They find me attractive, and one thing about me, I would never mess with a man.
Okay. Yeah.
There was a couple of guys that was in my DMs, and they would message me and they'd be like, "I like you, you're pretty, but I'm married," and I would just be like, I tell them straight up, like, I don't do that.
Right.
I'm like, if you don't have a ring on your finger, then you're good. But if not, I'm not. But if you do have a ring on your finger, I don't want to talk to you. I'm not about to mess up you and your wife's marriage. I'm not that kind of person.
All right, and so once again, based on your DMs, like even though you don't mess with married men, but based on your DMs, like who tends to be in your DMs more? Like if you had to, like, you know, out of the group of men, like, you know, the chubbies, like you said, the whites, like you said, the masculines, you know, the this, the that.
This one,
like
this one is a.
Okay, no, I don't want to know the names. I'm just saying, like, just if you had to group them in like a group, like what guys are in your DMs like the most? Like whites, blacks, femme, masculine, like
The whites.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. And so, okay, so it's not guys with girlfriends or guys.
Oh
with
yeah,
that's
no.
So they know not to. So they know not to hit up your DM.
They know not. They know better because I block them.
Yes. Basically, is there anything you wanted to, like, you know, expound about that we didn't talk about femininity in the LGBTQ community? Because this is a documentary about being femme and owning it.
What I can say is, technically what I can say is, like, just be you, be yourself, be confident with yourself. Don't let nobody tell you nothing at all. Just be you. Femme queen, femme boy, anything. It's all up to you.